early, I am now announcing I will step away from the show once the other alarm rings.
We haven't had dinner because we had a great Pendragon game today. So, and my fasting window begins at 10 p.m. So we have to time it so that we have a on-time episode today, and then we will rush to eat in less than 30 minutes before my window closes. Namaste. No.
But it's a check-in episode, which means
Yeah, it's just very casual and just making sure everybody's okay.
mhm.
Admittedly, we had like a bit of a detox weekend. Just relaxing.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I have to.
Looking at the monitor, no one is online yet.
Yeah, we just said a lot of things that nobody heard. But it will be part of the video once it's recorded,
Mhm.
once it's published. So yeah, I'm just getting the links out, and then we will start. Hopefully, with actual people to talk to.
Hey, you're in. So yeah, that was a fun Pendragon session, the last for the year.
Alas, alas, it is the last.
But at least, I guess I'm still excited that we're still eager to keep playing it in the coming year. Hey, Ings,
Oh, wow. Hello.
how'd your trim go? I heard you slashed off a few inches.
That sounds weird. Out of context.
My nose is itchy. My nose is itchy. Actually, it's this space. The space between my nose and my lip.
As usual, if you are on the stream, please leave a comment so that we know you're there.
Mhm.
Supposedly, we have about 4 people watching.
Haha. Ing says, yeah, still gorgeous. Of course, of course.
It is a divine requirement.
You should make, what's the term now in Twitter? Fleets? Or fleeting tweets? Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah, because they're basically stories. But then Toby doesn't fully appreciate stories because he's not an Instagram person.
So, Ings, why don't you make a bunch of fleets, one for each day until the new year, where you're just swishing your hair?
That's blessing your fleet timeline, sort of. That could work. That could work. Okay, now we're just down to the 2. So it's really just Ings and Urim so far. Ings on YouTube, Urim on Facebook. That's fine. We'll get rolling very shortly.
It could just be spinning your hair with a number, like 1, and then the next day 2.
You could, yeah, then you can sell it to Sesame Street. Then it'll be like Ing's count now. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Kuting!
Hello.
On
I don't
Facebook.
think we have seen you on the stream in a while. So glad to have you back. We're just giving suggestions to Ings and his fabulous hair on how to maximize his social media mileage.
I guess we can start.
Yeah, we can.
Timer starts now. This is Toby.
And this is Rocky.
And if it's your first time here, welcome to Baduy Pride, a little space on the internet where we talk about anything we want.
This is completely unscripted, not entirely accurate, but at least it's honest. Join us, we talk about everything and anything random live.
And if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for joining us again. It's our 107th episode, and we are having another quarantine check-in.
Yes, yes. Oh, yes, I'm aware. Wait, sorry for humming. I'm aware that that's you on YouTube, but I feel like I haven't seen you super recently. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. Or maybe you weren't commenting. So, anyway, yeah. So we're just doing another check-in. God, guys, it is the beginning of our 40th week in quarantine. That's a lot. Yeah, we didn't have an episode yesterday because we just wanted to take a chill
Mm.
and just rest. Admittedly, I think we were starting to feel like, well, there is some um, sort of social battery consumption, even just a lot of online calls. And then, although we do have a lot of fun with these online sessions, and then normally on the last few Saturdays, we've also been like gaming with friends after the episode for like Jackbox or Among Us or whatever, these kinds of things. Just wanted to take a night in yesterday and just chill and not to have to be on performance mode, I guess. Because I mean that's what it is, right? When you're on online calls or even these live streams, then it's a lot of like best foot
Hey,
forward.
Karen.
You gotta be able to pronounce the word internet clearly, things like that. So yeah, so we just took a breather yesterday. But yeah, and then I guess also it was super crazy. I mean, like for those of you who watched the Friday stream, yeah, we didn't even have a topic. And then we just like vegged out with people for 3 hours talking about whatever came to mind. It could have been a video call directly with friends, but then it became an episode. So, but we super appreciate people who join. How about you, Toby? What do you want to say?
Well, happy we were able to play some of the games we recently got.
Including a game that Toby literally just got yesterday. It's like when I check the shared budget file, and then suddenly I'm like, oh, why is there a new allocation for board game spend? That's Toby's gotten the game again. So yeah, and he was occupied, but at the time the game arrived, so his phone was ringing. I'm like, Toby, your phone's ringing. And then, oh, there's a delivery downstairs. Can you get it? Okay. But yeah. Yeah, so yesterday, last night, we played Walk the Dogs. So if you follow my socials specifically, you will see all these pictures of piles of dogs. And I think I used it also for the teaser for today's episode.
And I really got that game because I like.
Because it comes with a pile of dogs.
Yeah, I wanted to get those dog figures, and we have this other game called Hello Here Kitty Kitty. Hello,
See,
Kitty
you
Kitty.
said it's Here Kitty Kitty, but I was asking the same thing. Like, is it here or hello? It's Here Kitty Kitty. Here Kitty Kitty was like people attracting cats to their respective yards to get people okay, and then Walk the Dogs is like there is a huge line of dogs, and you'll be able to get dogs from the beginning or the end, and you're trying to make chains of the same breed of dog. If you hit 5 dogs in a row, you win.
Yeah, it seems to end fast in a 2-player mode, but I think it gets more fun with more players because you'll be blocking each other, stealing dogs, and the like. But the figures themselves are worth it, especially since I got it in the secondary market for only $700.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, but it was quite fun.
Hey, RJ.
Hello, RJ. Welcome. Yeah, so it's definitely a lighter. It's a family friendly game, but it doesn't mean it's a bad game. But there is that caveat, like at 2 players, it plays very fast. And then I think we've experienced this many times throughout quarantine, which is part of my board game frustration. That a lot of games, like there are some games that we can play as 2-player games, but they're not really great as 2-player games because it becomes too easy for one side or the other to win, or to just get to the ending really quickly. Like one example is Dune. Dune is like I love the sheer crazy potential of the board game, but you can win on turn 2.
Yeah.
If the other player does not do the right set of moves on his turn 1, you can win on turn 2, and that's kind of a bummer. So like we've been waiting more for more friends to play more games of Dune, for example. So here, Walk the Dogs, I think we'll still play it just to make the line of dogs over and over. But yeah, it ends very quickly for us. Someone is bound to hit 5 dogs in a row. So that's okay.
We've also been playing some of our digital acquired games. So
yeah, parang galit-galit muna. We just each play our own games.
So I've been able to play Death Stranding after wanting to for so long, and
This is the whole
that
stuff. I feel like we should have an episode of Toby wanting to play Death Stranding. It's
Mhm.
like it's been a long story since it was announced, and we had no idea what it was until finally Toby is now able to play it.
Mhm.
It's a journey, guys. It's a journey.
And then you've been playing
I've
Slay
been
the
playing
Spire,
Slay the Spire.
deck building game that actually was quite popular for some months back.
Yeah, and then it's funny because ultimately I am playing something with a board game mechanic. I really should just be. I mean, like,
Mhm.
really should also play out board games more. Other than that, though, we played Jaws. We played
Mhm.
Jaws, the board game. Oh my gosh,
There.
we're not going to talk about it at length. That deserves an episode.
Yes.
But wow, super fun. Toby was the shark. I was all the I was all the humans. Of course, Toby was the shark. And I managed to defeat Toby. So before he could completely ate my boat or my people.
The game nicely captures the feel of the movie, which
Super.
was surprising. I didn't
Yeah.
expect it to feel so much like the movie. And we'll get more into the details behind that when we do that episode. But it makes me feel excited for more games that love the movie that much.
Yes.
So I'm hoping the upcoming Dune,
Deck building game.
yeah,
Dune Imperium,
yeah,
I think.
Imperium will be good. I know there's a The Shining type of game. I know there's a Scooby Doo rebranding of the Betrayal. of House
Betrayal
on the Hill,
Lost the Hill. Oh my
which
god.
I don't know if they adjusted it to become more humorous. I'm definitely anxious for the Mind Management board game. So I guess we could just have to wait and see when those come out.
12/12 was yesterday,
Mhm.
and I hope you guys survived safely, quote unquote. After so much heeing and hawing, and like we kept saying that we would buy Christmas gifts on 12/12. We haven't really bought Christmas gifts for friends. It's a struggle, guys. It's a struggle. We keep looking at random. Toby, to be fair, Toby is like super awesome at dredging up weird things. Our chat together of what possible gifts to give is like a weird mix of like stuffed toys, finger puppets, plushies, little figurines. I don't know. In the end, we still haven't bought anything for Christmas. At least I bought a gift for my nephew.
Mhm.
But that I had to buy
And
on
a few
Lazada Singapore.
digital gifts for some friends.
Oh yeah, so that's the irony. Like we didn't buy anything on Lazada for our main gifting, but like we bought a few games for people who are on my Steam friend list. Because that was like my plan. I announced it earlier this month. If we're to give us options for giving games, please add us on Steam so that we can find you and consider your wish list.
Okay, looking at the comments real quick, Kuting mentions Death Stranding though is a bit dragging to play. Admittedly, I think that's why I like it. I'm a slow burn type of person.
Yeah.
So I like games that aren't just all do everything this and that and crazy. And I like a story that's slowly given out to the player.
Yeah, it's like when he was playing that one Metal Gear game, he kept doing all these like side quest upon side quest missions.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think Toby is totally fine for this. He's enjoying his career as this post-apocalyptic LBC delivery man. You know, the only thing he doesn't get to do is take your picture when he arrives. Like, please, please, sir.
Although you
Um,
can take pictures of yourself
Oh, okay.
in different interesting poses.
Hmm. Ings
Karen-
did not buy anything.
Mhm.
Good job for you.
Karen shares, bought supplements.
That's
Yeah.
a great thing.
I'm always wondering about doing that more, like buying vitamin C or buying other consumables.
My non-12/12 purchase was I purchased psyllium husk the
Mhm.
other week via Lazada because I ran out and my usual supplier ran out. Oh my god, it was like half the price of what I normally get.
Mhm.
It was a larger quantity and it works so much better. My keto pandesal today was gorgeously fluffy. So I may have to really think about this buying regular things on Lazada thing. Some grocery type purchases, especially for specialty things for people who are on specialized diets. Like I'm on keto. I know we have friends who are vegan or vegetarian and all these things. So things to think about.
Urim shares, I'm okay with Board Game Simulator.
Is it on your wish list? I'm
Yeah.
looking at wish lists,
If
guys.
it's not on the wish list, we won't notice it.
Yeah.
Kuting shares bootleg tarot cards. Actually, there are a number of really good-looking ones.
What makes them bootleg?
Because there's the official publishers, of course, that release them in bookstores and the like, and then there's a lot of reprint.
So, or
I
it's
guess.
like design stolen off the internet.
Yeah,
But does that
possibly.
make them less powerful as tarot?
But there's a lot of really good ones. I've seen some of them out there. Um, and it's always scary when you buy online because there's always a possibility you'll be scammed. There was that stylus I purchased that was a scam. I returned it, got a refund, but of course the refund was smaller than how much I spent because it was an overseas purchase. Then the actual shop of that product had its own sale, so I bought from them. I have it, it's working. I'm very happy. I'm now scared because I'm tempted to like think of getting software. There are screen filters that make it feel like you're writing on
We
paper.
talked about this. Yeah.
And then there are also nubs that you can replace so that it
Nubs.
feels more like fountain pens or
Nubs.
it's a whole nibs. I'm not sure which one the word is.
Both sound inappropriate.
But
Okay.
now I'm like freaking out at the options of getting more. I am weirded out though at how the pen worked instantly the moment I turned it on. There
Oh,
was
it's
no
connected?
pairing. There was no.
Creepy.
I don't know how that works. So yeah, so it's interesting, and I can't wait to see if I'll be able to do comics again. Kenny says hello. He's late. Yes, you are.
Okay. But yeah, so it's the middle of December already, and I'm super stressed because I haven't figured out gifts.
I am killing the oven. Right back.
I'm feeling very annoyed. Oops, Toby. I'm feeling very annoyed because normally by now I'm okay that my gifts would have been at least mapped out with some of them purchased. I felt better purchasing some of the Steam games than I got to check some people off my list.
Mhm.
But otherwise, I'm stressing out. I'm stressing out that it's this close to Christmas. I don't know what to give people yet. I don't know if I want to go shopping. Especially given that there are so many people out. Every time I see people post social media updates of like what the situation is like on High Street or at
Mhm.
Aura, there's so many people.
Yeah, and we know that gift giving has never been
A requirement.
a requirement. But there is that part of you that wants to try to do it because you want to help others feel better about this really terrible year. Karen shares, my pen stopped working.
Oh, no.
Might be a question of recharging, or it might be the terrible update of iOS. I think the iOS update has killed my use of my charging cables. Kuting shares, Lightseeker Tarot is nice. The print and card stock is okay naman. Waiting for the actual tarot to be available in fully booked so I can support the creator. Also about
Interesting.
using them for reading, they work well enough. They work pretty much the same. I still rely on my intuition when reading. I used to do tarot readings. I used to have the whole wrap it in silk and when you
Wash
have
it in salt thing.
no, man.
Okay.
But I did have the when you hand the cards, you must hand it to someone using your right hand because the right hand is the giving hand, the left hand is the receiving hand, and all this and that. But that was some time ago. I kind of stopped. But I know there was a few local creators who was making a Filipinized tarot deck.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It was a crowdsourced project with a lot of people contributing different art. I was so tempted. I wanted to help out. I was like hoping to get any card actually just to have the fun of it. But I mixed emotional levels, so I didn't push through with asking.
So I guess that's the question. And then yeah, Ing supports like you can't with people in the last year of the pandemic. Yeah, and then I'm like, so I really want to get some gifts. We were hoping to go the online route so that we minimize exposure. But I'm really not. So far, I haven't gotten myself in the mindset of Christmas shopping via Lazada because again, I keep talking about how I like to get inspired when I'm at the store, but I don't know if I want to go to the store.
We hit 10, surprisingly.
Hey, thanks for joining. So I don't know what's I mean, like we could just get away with not giving gifts. That's fine. We've actually had family discussions about minimizing gifts, except for my nephew. But I still kind of want to do something. So I don't know. I'm panicking. And then it's not like we've even Was this our fam? Well, I think yeah, our families generally haven't mapped out official Christmas plans yet. I don't know. You haven't told me if you guys have something.
Um, I guess I'll finalize.
Yeah. So there's just like there's that question of, I mean, like, do we visit family staggered on a staggered basis so that you don't create a mass gathering and just like, hi, how are
Mhm.
you? And then it's a mass situation. So I think we were chatting with Anak the other night, and then it became a conversation. We were talking about like, what if we wanted to hang out the game again or something, or like what we did for the anniversary stream.
Mhm.
And then of course Nico was stressing like, well, I'm not doing anything for the holidays.
Mhm.
It's like the holidays are there, but it's not like people are doing anything elaborate. Whereas in previous years, you know, we would have parties left and right. You would be meeting with different circles of friends for each of your respective little like official Christmas celebration. I mean, we would have our FGTC Christmas celebration
Mhm.
as a
But of,
board game night.
but of course, there's always that complication of mapping out mentally how to be okay with receiving guests, and then handling the building in terms of receiving guests,
Yeah,
and then managing just commuting routes and all that. Because I don't know, it's always confusing to me. Are public transport available options now, or is it all still taxis and point to point buses?
there are some buses, but then like I don't know the full extent of what's available. Oh, hello, Amos. Yeah, Jed laments that his newsfeed and stories are full of parties and holidays. Yeah,
Speaking
he's
of
stressed.
Obar, because
Oh, Ning saying gonna miss the
yeah,
Obar New Year.
so we watched the Panty Sisters,
Oh
which we
yeah,
surprisingly enjoyed so much more than expected. The humor
that's a low bar
was
though.
actually
But yeah,
no, no,
but it
the
was quite
humor was
funny.
actually pretty good. Ending didn't know what to do with it, but um, it made me feel sad because there was a scene that was obviously Obar that they used as a location in the movie.
Yeah, yeah. It
But
wasn't like, but it wasn't billed as Obar. It was just a performance
yeah,
space
but it
where they
did,
filmed the
but it
number.
had that. Oh, that's Obar. I missed that.
Yeah, we literally rewound and then like, watched it again, even though it was like less than a minute of like some weird dance production, and then again during the credits, it's like,
Mhm.
oh, it's the Obar stage. So yeah, totally missing that kind of stuff. And then no word on what Obar was referring to when they had that whole G
Mhm.
question mark post. So I mean, I don't know. I will always go back to. We'll do our best to respect everybody's different levels of comfort and what kind of social gatherings they are risking this holiday season. Um, but we're probably just mostly staying here and trying to figure out how to safely see family.
Mhm.
That's our main priority. And then gifts. We're just trying to figure out what to send people as gifts to kind of cover that. I think we have a general cutesy idea.
Yeah, we have a bunch of ideas. It's just
We just have to sit down and commit.
and we keep there's that as we mentioned in the previous episode, we can order and have it shipped directly to the recipient
Oh yeah,
because
or
it's cheaper that way. You don't have to worry about additional courier services. You don't have to worry about being part of the overall rush.
yeah, because like each Lazada shipment is like $50
But
for
at,
shipping.
but at the same time, you're now also wondering, will it arrive in a convenient time for the people receiving it? Because you have no control when that will be. So it's stuff like that. And it feels so much more complicated than before.
Well, it doesn't just feel. It is. It is more complicated than before. We're in a pandemic, and then I keep seeing because of course my work involves my colleagues in Singapore. Then you see them a lot more comfortable than we are. They're still like on a pandemic monitoring mode, but then they got their cases to a much more manageable level. So then like headline news is when they have one local transmission every now and then. Like local transmission. But then, they're doing so much better over there. So meanwhile, we have like 1,000+ cases every day. Nationwide though, but that's a fair amount of cases.
But finally, we might have testing. Yay!
Oh, because yeah, we all now know that testing is important.
Who would have thought, right?
That could merit my
Who
nephew
would have
going,
thought?
Okay.
Maybe next week we'll discover Dalgona coffee is a thing.
It's funny, but the joke's getting very repeated. So
I know.
okay. But they mentions like a Zoom party could work. Yeah, I mean like there's always that option. I think we've semi. Oh, did we semi map out the a holiday? I forgot what our holiday event was for the other group. I did. I don't think I've actually calendared it.
No,
But yeah,
I
so
think we.
I think we've been like talking about things like that, but it's never gonna be the same.
There was talk about possible dates. But
Yeah.
I don't think anything's been
I forgot if we
finalized.
locked down it. We'll just double check after this,
Mhm.
and then obviously, I mean, like we've already been like hosting quote online game nights on most weekends except for this weekend. So we can certainly bring things to the table. I now have a complete set of Jackbox 1 to 7 in preparation for this. We still have Space Team always installed. We have Keep Talking and No One Explodes ready on Toby's computer.
Mhm.
I mean, so that gives us something. Oh, we were speculating last night about one could possibly play Jaws over a video call, but you would just need everybody. Was just the shark would definitely have to be one of us who owns the board, and then the rest need to be like will be the human players who uh, would just have to see scans of the cards or something.
Yeah, I mean, it can work with many games that have open communication and not too many additional information. So, for example, Suburbia is hard to do because you need to see every tile, you need to
Mhm.
explain every tile rule, and then you have to see your board and how things interconnect. Draws, I think if the camera is trained on the board,
Yeah.
as long as you have a picture of the character card, you kind of know what you can do for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And then you'll just have someone update things as need be.
Yeah, then the only time it gets a little complicated is Act 2 because
Yeah.
then you have gear cards. Then the
Mhm.
human players need to like communicate what gear they have
Mm-mm.
without necessarily letting the shark know.
Or like, it might then require maybe a Discord channel or something. So the player with the board, in a case, let's say you, can take pictures and send it to them.
Yeah.
So they can just see the chat with those cards.
I mean, it's definitely a lot more work. It's like how we played Detective,
Mhm.
where I am scanning cards
As
for
you play.
hours as we play to help update the rest of the team so that we all know what's going on.
Mhm.
It's not ideal, but it works.
But yeah, thankfully there are online versions, as Kuting mentions, code names.
Yeah, we saw that
I
good,
think code
that good,
names,
that unofficial port.
but there was a code names official port now. They recently released an official port.
It's just a challenge of like, was just not everybody owns the same online board game to
Mhm.
play. So it's like, for example, Terraforming Mars. We were thinking like, should we gift other people Terraforming Mars so that we can play with certain people? Because it's just like the multiplayer function requires everybody to own a copy.
Or like we were considering even sending, or rather purchasing digitally the same game for couples we knew who would not be together. So that way they can, in theory, play together even if they're apart. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we are not want for ideas for gifts. It's just we haven't really decided. And I don't know, maybe last week was just not the best headspace for figuring it out because there was just so much going on at work. Oh my God. And then it's not going to get any easier. The rest of December is going to be bananas. So, and then I know, like, and then as much as the holiday arrangement is actually pretty generous this year in the sense that Christmas Eve is a Thursday and New Year is and Christmas Day is a Friday. Same thing with New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So those are all nice, neat, long weekends where you'll only have 2 to 3 working weeks, but it's not the same. It's still gonna. It just also means a lot of the same volume of work compressed into 2-day or 3-day work weeks. So that's something to consider.
Mhm.
Yeah. Jed saying we should all buy the same game. I mean, yeah. Then but it's like not everybody has the freedom to do so. I mean, like we know some friends who are like a little not necessarily destitute or anything, but definitely less liquid or a lot
Budget's
more
okay.
frugal for
Yeah.
sort of what you would call non-essential spending. So
Mhm.
I got to be considerate for that too. You're looking at lists for games.
Yeah, I was just wondering about. I mean, there are a lot of online multiplayer games, everything from Fortnite to Minecraft, etc., etc.
Mm,
But the tricky part is always finding something that your circle of friends who aren't necessarily playing those type of games would be willing to invest on and try playing.
yeah. Oh, hello, Noel, and hello, Mashu. Okay.
So, oh, cool. So, like for some people who like board games, like many of our friends,
Mm-hmm.
the thought of getting board games so that we can play with each other online is an option. But it's still complicated because you have to decide desktop or
Yeah, what platform?
device.
Uh-huh.
And then sometimes some games are not cross-platform compatible,
Yeah, so like we all have to be on the Android version, or we
Mhm.
all have to be on the desktop version.
which then can have its own frustrations if you already own it in a certain platform, and then everyone else buys it for a different platform.
Yeah. Then it's like, what's the point if you're Takaido on your Android phone? I want to play Takaido on my desktop. Like,
And speaking as someone who worked in that, who still works in the gaming industry, cross-platform is not easy.
yes.
So not all games can do it.
Mm-mm. So yeah, and yeah, for the record, before people even ask, we still don't own Switches. So I feel like a lot of the online, the easy, was just the a lot of people are like Switch, and therefore easier to play via Switch. We
Mhm.
don't have Switch, so we have to find other options. We are a little more desktop driven in that regard, and maybe mobile. Hence, Among Us worked because we played on Android.
Mhm.
Space Team. I keep saying Space Team, but hey, I still like Space Team more than that Jackbox game that tried to be Space Team.
Mm.
I don't know. Then again, I just like the science
That
fiction feel.
Dropbox game that was Space Team meets Among Us.
Yeah, but it's just very hard to like. We tried it on a video call, and it's hard to get people's attention on a video call. So that's something to think about. How about that Among Us game? Yeah, it's free on Android. You don't have to buy it. It's pretty fun. We can try it one weekend.
And it's
It's
quick-
free on your phone,
and
not
it's
on
quick
your
to get
desktop.
to. It's quick to get into. You just have to make sure that you play with players who aren't a-holes.
You know, now that Lazada 12, oh, now that all the 12/12s are over, then I'm like, we really should have. Oh no, I really wanted to get. I probably gonna have to get controllers soon, like for my computer, for my desktop. We tried it with the PlayStation controllers, which was okay, but not optimized. We probably need to find software that makes it optimized, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Something to think about. Something to think about. It's like this is my problem with like big sale days. On the day itself, I can never think about what we want, except for like things that have broken. So, ah. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing better. I hope you are doing better luck in terms of like what limited Christmas shopping you may have committed yourselves to,
Mhm.
even if it's just immediate family. I really hope that works out. Um, and I hope that you continue to stay safe and figure out ways to survive and not go crazy in quarantine
Mhm.
and not run outside enjoying crowds because there's so many of them now. Oh my gosh.
Well, they did legally now allow kids to be in malls.
No, but the last ruling of the Metro Manila Mayor's Council was no. So, but there was like there was definitely a push for like let the kids go out again. Not that it's stopped them up until this point, but the wording of these things is essential. And just oh my God, tomorrow is the day that the Taguig quarantine gets even shorter. It used to be 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. Now it's going to be 12 to 3. There are movies longer than the quarantine window, the whatever window. Oh, Amos shares that some shops extend to 12/12. Yeah, I should probably take a look. I'll think
Mhm.
about it. I'll think about it. It's more because I want to play things like I got the super discounted version of like Ori and the Blind Forest. Ooh, that looks nice, but of course it's stressing. I probably need the controller. Same thing with like Brothers. I've never played my copy of Brothers, and then like
Well, it can work on the laptop.
yeah,
Controller might be more comfortable if you prefer that. I mean, I know when I played Ori, I preferred
mouse.
mouse and keyboard, but that's why I bought an external keyboard so it could take the
Ah.
stress
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
always worried about laptops. It's a pain when laptop keys stop working. Because it's not like you can just replace them.
Suddenly you lose a vowel. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and then yeah, Kenny shares about not hitting their targets yet. Yeah, I don't know. I think there was just because when I was looking at like sales stuff on Lazada, I wasn't like excited about anything. And then my recommendations are like super bored. Like I don't need these things. Why are you recommending me these things? So I don't know. I don't know.
Although I'm impressed, I got the stylus, what, 24 hours, a little over.
But you didn't even buy it on 12/12. You just bought it.
No, I bought it on 12/12. I waited for 12/12.
That was yesterday.
Exactly. That's why I was surprised it arrived.
It came back today only. No, it
Yeah.
came yesterday. Today? When did it arrive today? When did you go down? Ah, when you got the food.
Yeah.
Oh, that was surprising then. Yeah, I
So,
don't know.
I was a bit surprised.
Okay. Wow.
Because I waited just in case it would adjust in price, and it did adjust in price. From 800, I got it for 6.
That's nice.
Which is why I was tempted to buy 2. Remember? I was like, ooh, if I buy 2, that's still cheaper than buying 1 at full price. But
What could you, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else to cover? Because guys, we have to eat.
So we are still weighing on doing some sort of Christmas show. I mean, a long extended show.
Oh, but not like a drag show. Oh, because speaking of like Christmas is on a Friday, so guys, we'll be home. I bet you'll be home too. So I don't know. We'll have a long Friday Christmas episode about I don't know.
So we'll see what we can do. But we're definitely still here. The quarantine has not ended, so
Quarantine's not held, and we are still, for the most part, prudent and cautious about how we are dealing with the world. For the most part.
but yeah. No official shirts yet.
Huh? Oh,
Although
yeah,
I'm really
no,
tempted to
no.
go shirts, but we'll see. Fiskis.
Ing is like Noche Buena gonna actually I don't know. We'll probably and because Noche Buena does not traditional Noche Buena does not work with my intermittent fasting window, so we will eat as normal and stop eating by 10.
Mhm. No,
Kenny's like
Kenny,
mukbang together.
I don't think we will ever do mukbang.
Yeah, eating on camera.
And I
it's
think
a
I think the
mess.
closest thing I did that was back when I was in my old office, and I was just documenting the fact I was eating a lot of flavors of a single thing. So I was on camera just donut and the next donut and the next donut and the next donut. Yeah, but I don't think I'll mukbang. Yeah, but I think that's pretty much it. I'm not sure what else is there.
Yeah, we just hope everybody stays safe. And then
The thing we're gonna watch.
what thing we're gonna watch? Oh, we're gonna watch Gypsy. It's this weekend's The Show Must Goes On limited production. You can watch it until like I think 3 a.m. on YouTube.
So
It's
now
the
it's a
full play.
so it's a good chance to watch it if you've never seen it.
I
and-
had a
and it's
dream,
free.
a dream about you,
Right?
baby.
Free.
It's gonna be me. Yeah, but it's not like the original Broadway run. It's a more
Mhm.
recent run, but that's always cool. I feel bad. I didn't get to promote sufficiently last weekend's 42nd Street. I mean, Toby and I got to watch it and we loved it, but then I forgot to like tag friends to like also watch it. So, yeah, what's going on?
Ings mukbang each other. Different show.
That would require like an OnlyFans account, which we do not have, obviously.
Kuting asks, are you going to watch The Boy Foretold by the Stars in Manila Film Fest? Metro Manila Film Fest.
As is often the case, we have not even explored this year's lineup for
Mhm.
Film Fest.
I mean, I'm kind of curious with some of them. Like, there's that supposed high fantasy one that they're coming out, Magic Land.
Oh, because I think who was I think it was Mon actually posting the links
I'm not
for
sure.
the trailer.
I just remember,
I remember seeing Mon post it.
I just remember seeing a 3D image and some of those character images, and I'm always curious to see how they're going to do it. But I haven't really taken the time to study each one to see which one will catch my eye. I know there's also a strong indie push for a lot of indie movies that I guess it's sort of like since there's no actual film fest, everyone's online anyway.
Well,
So
they're hosting it all on the that up I think upstream platform that's tied up with G Movies, which is like conveniently after all my G Movies credits expired. But then again, it's a different platform.
Putin shares its Becca's last movie. That's interesting.
Oh, okay.
But wasn't he just producer in this one? Wasn't there that younger guy as the director? I could be wrong, but I sort of remember there was a different guy as the director.
Adrian Lindayag is a gem. Who is that? I'm terrible. I don't know. So look at me. I'm excited about a Broadway musical. Well, it's not even Broadway. It's probably a West End production. But yeah, I'm
Well,
just
I'll
excited.
have to admit, I don't really know a lot of the younger stars now, whether it's local or foreign.
That's true.
So
I only know people who appeared on BLs, and I still can't remember their names.
So like we'll spot, for example, we saw Prom on Netflix.
Yes.
And we only knew the main stars. All the other younger stars who probably appeared in all these other productions and movies and TV shows, we don't know them at all.
He's the lead for Boy Foretold. Okay. We'll take your word for it. But yeah, then it's like the Panty Sisters.
Yeah.
We generally recognize Paulo Ballesteros,
But that's it.
and then that was it. Didn't know the other people.
The parents. We kind of recognize the parents.
I recognize only the mom. I didn't recognize the dad. Sorry, but that also speaks of my lack of commitment to watching local entertainment.
Okay.
Ings explains he was Angel at Ateneo Blue Rep's run of Rent 3 years ago, which okay, but I didn't watch because Blue Rep so far away. My alma mater is difficult to get to because traffic. And it has traffic problems within its own campus. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll think about it. I guess we could do a film fest discussion episode or make it a Friday discussion. Like help us understand if we should give a darn about the film fest. So I admittedly every year I wait for people to highlight movies because of their advocacies in terms of like, please support this film because blah blah blah. Because most of the movies are just like meh. Because I mean, to be fair, most film fest movies are meh. So we'll see. I guess that's about it. Toby, anything else?
I guess the last thing I can share is I am excited for the upcoming Jaja Zatorna action figure.
Oh, that discussion.
Will have supposedly it's going to be a very limited release or per order release. They're actually estimating it around 2,000, which is expensive. But to support it, why
for
not?
an action figure, actually not that bad. I mean, like especially if you look at the stuff I look at.
Yeah. So I'm definitely excited to see that. I saw some of the 3D. Well, I saw a 3D modeling image, and I realized a large challenge is the hair.
Because it's like
it's huge hair.
Yeah.
And if you sculpt it, you can't turn the head.
Yeah, then it's just this huge helmet.
Unless you find a way to design it right. So I really hope that goes well. I'm hoping it will look good.
That makes me wonder, like, have we ever seen a successful Medusa figure? I guess that would be like some inspiration.
Or wasn't there a Medusa figure, but the hair was like already raised above the shoulders? There.
Oh, it's like thin. It's not even yeah.
Yeah, so it's away from the body.
And it's like very skinny. It's more Rapunzel than Jaja. Jaja's like drag queen big.
And then wasn't there another, I think it was an older one wherein the hair was more like Barbie doll type hair. So it was like
fake
pliable
fiber hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Jaja Zatorna figure, I'm anxious to see how it's gonna come out. I'm really hoping it will be good. I'm hoping she'll look awesome. But beyond that, we'll just have to wait and see.
So yeah, that's our quick check-in. At least I'd like to think this sounded a lot more positive than some of our other check-ins. We're really morose, but we're coping, guys. We're all coping, and then we hope that you are doing okay as well.
Should we have an episode about the Disney updates?
I don't know
Our thoughts on them.
because our Friday episode sort of became our
Yeah.
thoughts on the Disney.
So we kind of
thing.
already talked
We
about it.
kind of already did.
So okay,
we
don't have
literally
to-
went through the list on Friday.
Yeah, you're right.
So-
You're right. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. I guess that covers everything. Is there anything we missed? No.
I'm hungry and I'm running out of time.
Mm-hmm. So that's all the time we have. We had a lot of fun, and we hope you'll join us again next time.
If you have questions or suggestions for future episodes, fill out the Google form at bit.ly, Baduy Pride Ideas. You want to do a Christmas thing? Let us know what that Christmas party is going to be like. Or do we do a short episode and then have everybody on a Google Meet call after and like we'll play games?
Or maybe we can have a post-Christmas episode where we rant about everyone who annoyed us the way they celebrated Christmas, and we'll call it, Leche Buena or something. But yeah, let us
Hashtag
know.
Leche Buena. All right. You can follow us on Twitter, Altobi No Shade, RG Sunico. I still haven't reversed the order on this. Okay.
You could also check out our blog, baduypride.com, for all the previous episodes and stuff about us.
Feel free to continue the conversation in the comments below. Let us know how you guys are doing, how you're coping, how is 12/12, and all that. Be sure to subscribe for notifications, whether on Facebook or YouTube, so you don't miss our next live stream. Once again, I'm Rocky.
And I'm Toby.
And this is Baduy Pride. Have a good evening. Good luck. It's Monday tomorrow. Bye.